going back to that night, it just haunts me. It haunts me every day.
Her son was murdered just blocks from their family home back in the fall of 2024. And now this mother is pleading for your help. Minutes before I called the mother you just saw, Brandy Hammond, to schedule this Milwaukee Crime Stoppers interview, she said she was sitting in her car in a store parking lot crying out loud for anyone to help solve her son's case. Just one of the many divine moments of grief that she's had since he was murdered last year in Milwaukee.
It was just like so real, like I heard his voice clear as day behind me, like he was calling my name.
Well, his spirit anyway, because on October 9th, Brandy Hammond had just gotten home from the hospital where he died hours before.
We have a special bond. We're like best friends, more than mother and sons. We're like best friends.
For 5 months, she's wanted to hear his voice again.
And I'm still lost.
A single mom to 4 kids, and he was her first.
I'm just, waiting for him to come to me in a dream or something and tell me he's okay. We were all close. All we had was each other. And we were very close. We did everything together. He was a really funny kid, loyal. He was like more of a family man. He hung out with the family.
That night, the 25-year-old was hanging out with his best cousin.
They grew up together as like brothers. They were close.
Brandy Hammond says the 2 men left her house near McGovern Park around 10:27 that night. Okay? And just 4 minutes later, at 10:31, someone driving this tan Jeep Wrangler shot both of them multiple times on 68th and Stark.
I don't know if someone was sitting out there watching and waiting for them to leave and did this.
Police don't know either, but here's what they have. These pictures of the Jeep Wrangler set on fire and left burned on North Custer and 41st. And this video from almost 3 weeks before the shooting. It shows someone driving an entirely different SUV drop off the person who stole the Jeep Wrangler from 14th and Washington.
I believe whoever stole that car may be a suspect in this homicide.
Hammond's cousin survived, and Brandy says they've heard all kinds of talk from the streets, like that this could have been because of a beef over a girl.
I feel guilty that I'm able to continue living and going on with my life, and he's not. I feel guilty about that every day.
And while her son still shows up for her in small ways.
Like I'll talk to him in prayer, and then something good will happen.
What keeps her going are her 3 other children. And the little ones Davion left behind.
My son had 4 kids, 4 sons, and they ask about him every day because they're used to talking to him and seeing him every day. And it breaks me and my family heart when they asking about their father, or they're FaceTiming his phone off their tablets. He's not answering. If anybody know anything, just please, the family is begging and crying out for help to please just say something.
And you can help in a few ways by sharing this story to your social media pages and encouraging others to do the same. Go back and rewatch it to see if you recognize the suspect's car or any of the images that we showed you. And of course, if you know everything, as always, call 224-8477 or use the P3 Tips app. Your tip is always anonymous. And if it leads to an arrest, you get cash.